Hey guys, what's going on? It's here. I'm back and once again with another Dungeon Defenders 2 guide, and this guide is the Ancient Power Speed Guide. Whatever you need to speed through the game and make yourself look better than your friends. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing here. Okay, so I was asked by a Mr. Warning, I'm gonna butcher your name. Azarios? Dazrios? Darius Azarios? I'm sorry, I can't say your name. He asked, would you be able to do a guide explaining AP and the most efficient way, in your opinion, to reset? I'm kinda new to the game. I found a clear guide for when I should reset, what to get first, etc. Alright, so leave with a comment, and yes, I'll be doing just that in this video. So let's go over a few basic things, basic requirements you have to meet to reset. So everyone knows you at least have to beat floor 30. At least floor 30. And have an Ascension level of 250. Now, you reach 250 by just playing the game. Floor 30 is actually something really easy. You just have to push, and you need to be able to reset. And your minimum Ascension level will be around 50 at that point, which that's a bad. Don't do that. Do not reset at Ancient Power to level 50 minimum Ascension. You're gonna have to have a long grind again, and nobody wants to do that. So what we're gonna do is teach you how to grind Ascension efficiently in the fastest way possible known in the community. And first off, what do you need equipment wise? Like, what do you need to do the Ancient Power resets smoothly? One, I recommend having a ton of gold. Now, I currently don't have a ton of gold. I have 95,000. Maybe I should be grinding some gold to look better, but a ton of gold. Ideally, I'd say around like 2 million gold, around there, and then around 2,000 Defender medals will do you. That's about right. And then I would strongly recommend hyper sharding all of your defenses. So what I mean by hyper sharding, pretty much you just take 10 of each shard, smash them together, and then you get a hyper shard. Hyper shards do not reset upon Ancient Power reset. They are one of the only items that will actually stay at full power. But like me, if you don't want to spend the time doing hyper shards, is not required. You do not have to hyper shard. You don't have to guild. Sorry, I keep saying hyper. Why? You do not need to guild any shard. You don't need to do it. It's not required. No matter what anyone says, you don't have to spend that much time doing this. So, next, your gear will be reset, so it doesn't actually matter. You can have anything. You can have potato gear. You can have Chaos 8 gear. It doesn't matter. It'll all be the same once it's reset. So, next up, I'd recommend a minimum Ascension of 500. Now, it does sound steep. This is before your first reset, so what you want to do is at least get your Ascension to 500. I'm hitting every wrong button. When you get your actual player Ascension up to 500, this will raise your talent caps a good bit and give you some more room to stretch your legs in the future of putting more Ascension in. 2, push your minimum ascension level as high as you can. Well, how do I do that? You go beat more onslaught floors. So the more floors you beat, your minimum ascension level goes up. At floor 33, I was able to reset to floor. I was able to reset to level 51 on my minimum ascension level. Don't do what I did. I reset ascension level 260 on floor 33, and I regretted it instantly. You don't do what I did. Be patient. Patience will be rewarded with the best rewards. Now that you want to keep grinding floors and grinding ascension until your little minimum ascension is going to be at least 250. Why 250? Because you need to be ascension level 250 to reset. Is it all making sense now? So every time you reset, you already be at the level required. And with 250 ascension, you should be fine. Like, you should easily be fine to go through the rest of the floors. That being said, that is not the most ideal. I'd go for resetting to ascension level 300, but that's me. Next, okay. So now you know what like a minimum ascension to get to. You know what recommended ascension you should get to, but what about the floors? Is there any way to speed that up? Well, yes and no. What did I just mean by that? Well, you see, there are these things called floors, and you have to do them. So the fastest way to get through floors is by only doing onslaught floors. There is no other way around it. There's no skips, cheats, hacks, things like that. Now, there are two ways to get through floors. One is expeditions. Just keep climbing. Chaos 1, Chaos 2, Chaos 3, Chaos 4, and so on. And then once you hit Chaos 7, you can go ahead and you'll be dropped at floor 29 or 30. I can't recall off the top of my head. I'll put it down in the description. I can't remember, but you get 29 or 30, and then you have to do like one floor of onslaught, and then you will be there, right? Like, that's a pretty good method. Sounds great on paper, you know. Like, you move through the chaos tiers pretty fast already. You know, you got your boots on the ground. You feel pretty good about it. You know, let's do it all over again. No, do not do expeditions. I did expeditions a second time. Don't do them, please. For the love of God, just save yourself some time. It takes almost twice as long. You do get up to floor 30 if you do expeditions. What you want to do is onslaught only from floor 1 to floor 27. But wait a minute. You said we had to get to floor 30? Well, you do. But there's a little bit of a trick, you see, that you can do to skip 2 floors. Skip 2 floors. Are you going to show us an exploit, a hack, a glitch, trendy patch? No. It's not what I'm going to teach you. It's actually in the game. It's a feature. So, once you go from floor 1 to 27, you jump over here to expeditions, assuming your gear measures 5,300 on any hero. It can be just like a junk hero. Like, I recommend everyone has a junk hero to push their score higher. It's just in the first grind. With that, you'll be in Chaos 7. Now, in Chaos 7, you will do one map. And my personal favorite map to do this is Unholy Catacombs. There's only 3 lanes. You can turtle shell or you can aggressive build, and you can just finish it pretty fast. It's good for grinding. Now, once you complete that map, you run over here to Onslaught, and you'll be at floor 29. Wow, we skipped 2 floors. That was great. You did a good job. You get a cookie and a gold star. But, no seriousness, you will skip 2 floors, and that saves you 2 maps you don't have to do anymore. Now you just do floor 29 and beat floor 30. And then you'll be ready to Ancient Power reset. Let's go over it one more time, everybody. You do grind as many floors as you can, preferably up to floor 50 or around 60. Get your minimum Ascension level to at least 250. So you can do that by either like grinding out your Ascension. So you can grind it up to about 500, and it should be around 250. And or you can grind floors and actually get your minimum Ascension level up. There's 2 ways to do that. Once you have that minimum Ascension level at 250, and assuming you've beaten floors 1 through 30 or 1 through 27, skip to 29 to 30 like I just showed you, you'll be able to Ancient Power reset, and you'll be able to reset every time you get to 30. And you will fly through the Ancient Power system, and you'll be able to laugh at your friends and say, I've got more power than you. Yay! So if you guys did find this guide helpful, this was it's a pretty easy video to make. Not many people actually requested. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for requesting the video. I'm Darius, Zarius, and I will see you all in the next video.